It's the first Monday with a brand new opposition leader in Australia. Welcome back to Biz Politics, everyone. And it's Angus Taylor's first day to prove himself. I think that Friday was sort of a handover day from Susan Lee, and the weekend was not really anything political. But of course, it's the first Monday, and Angus Taylor was out over the weekend introducing himself and making himself known as the brand new opposition leader for the Liberal Party. And look, there's some new polls that have come out as well that have really perked up some ears. Looking over in Victoria, they have their state election in November. The first polling for 2026 has come out, and it looks like the Liberal National Party, or the LNP over in Victoria, is still in the lead on a primary vote of 29%, down 8 points. ALP's in second place on 23, minus 3. One Nation has risen up to 21 in third place, and the two-party preferred for the Victorian state election is looking pretty good for the coalition, at a 53% and the ALP's at a 47%. And in a preferred premier vote between Jacinta Allen and Jess Wilson, it's looking like pretty much Jess Wilson staying where Brad Batten was at around a 40% and Jacinta Allen's down to 31%. So looking all good for the coalition, with a few seats possibly taken over by One Nation in Victoria. And of course, One Nation, over the past few years, they haven't particularly done well in lower house seats. But of course, they really do well in upper house, of course. They have two upper house seats in Western Australia in the Legislative Council, and they have one upper house seat in Victoria, hoping to expand that at the state election in November. And of course, we're coming up to the South Australian state election where One Nation is fielding every single seat with a candidate in upper and lower, which I think is a great move, and I hope we see some results there, because it'll be interesting to see. Look, I'm excited for the future of politics in Australia, and it'll be a good indicator to see where it's heading. Over to the seat of Farah. Now, poor old Susan Lee. I've spent the weekend sobbing to myself about her resignation, but there was a poll that came out by 6 News. Now, this doesn't account for the Nationals running, and let me just talk about that quickly. The Nationals, of course, want the seat back because Susan Lee, I'm not going to say stole, but she did take it off the Nationals back when she ran in 2001. She stole it from the former Deputy Prime Minister in 2001. And the Nationals have been wanting to get it back ever since. And now that it's resigned, in the coalition agreement, they can both run candidates. So that'll be really messy if you got the Nationals running against the Liberals, and of course One Nation running against the Independents as well. I think her name's Michelle. I don't know her last name, but that's all I remember seeing on Friday. But look, there's an independent that did really, really well in Farah. I'm pretty sure she did take most of. She was second on primary votes, and in the two-party preferred, I believe she was about somewhere in the high 40s. I will double check on those figures. But in a poll currently, it looks like that Susan Lee would have lost her seat in a two-party preferred to One Nation. This does not account for the Nationals running, and this is not a by-election poll. This is just the seat of Farah, surveyed just before she got thrown out of the Liberal leadership. I'll read it out. Primary vote, One Nation, 31.4%. Liberals down 16% to 27.4%, Independent down 2.3% to 17.6%, and in a two-candidate preferred, One Nation is on 50.5%, and Liberals are on 49.5%. So it's a One Nation gain over there, which is shocking to see because, of course, Farah is that sort of regional Cormac's seat, and of course he's Nationals as well. So the Nationals, of course, really do want to get that seat back, and Susan Lee has stated her intention to resign. We'll see what happens over there. Best of luck to all the candidates when that by-election does come around. And of course, Biz Politics will have all your political news headlines. And it'll be interesting to see the first polling since Angus Taylor has taken the lead of the Liberal Party, whether it improves, whether it goes down, whether One Nation rises more, whether the ALP goes down. It'll be interesting to see. Nobody can tell. Look, Anthony Green said it really well when he said that these next few polls and these next few state elections, the next 3 state elections, South Australia in March, and of course November, Victoria, and next year we got New South Wales, will be a really good indicator to see where we're heading for the federal election in 2028.